years, and the actors generally, particularly at the panels, the actors, when you ask these questions, you know, what was the reason behind that line that Luc said in episode 63 when he said, you have to understand, the actors came, dubbed, and went. They didn't know. They didn't see the film, they didn't see the rest of the film, they didn't see the other characters, they were just doing their roles. So there are people there are people who really didn't know what these stories are. You really do know the stories better than most of us. So don't...
I memorize every line.
Every line, everybody else's line. So I can do that. Melanie's not here. I can do that, Richard says. So anyway, have patience with all of us because you really do know the episodes better than we do. Get a job.
Hey, give me a break. I don't have much to say because I talked before. So all I'm going to say is, whoop, 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 whoop.
I can't top that. He's right. We often were a little confused about what was. Luckily, my character in this, Marlene, was in a state of confusion anyway. So it was a method acting kind of thing. I didn't really know who I was or what I was, and it was like, oh, that's what I am. Oh, who knew? So, and I remember, you remember, I'm not going to tell him, but when she transforms, that was one of those B-track things where it was, and I yelled, I don't think I can, there are children in the room. So I'm going to, no, that's all right. I'll be passing it along. I enjoyed doing Marlene a great deal, and I enjoyed doing The New Generation, and I enjoy all you fans so much.
Well, you didn't know what your character was. My character was a cross-dresser. And they didn't tell me until after I already did it. So apparently I sing like a woman, and I'm very proud of it. To this day, I still wear women's clothes. Right now I have something on, I'm not going to share it with you, but it's very fresh. Anyway, my name is Michael Bradley, and I'm a yellow dancer. When I go to South America, I tell everybody I'm Lancer, but I really wasn't Lancer, I'm yellow dancer. And I'm going down to South America next week, so if anybody's down there, it's only a 13-hour flight, going to a Robotech concert down there in Santiago, Chile. Greg, thank you very much. Greg, no, they didn't invite you this time, I don't know. No, it's just music. We're down there, and we're also going to Buenos Aires, and to, I can't pronounce the town, but it's in Paraguay, Asunción. You're just assuming that, I guess. That's what that means, assumption. But Greg and I went to Chile a few years ago, and yes, exactly. And we signed so many autographs. It's amazing how many fans there are around the world. You think it's crazy here in South America, they just absolutely adore Robotech. And it's such a joy to come down there. You would have gotten into trouble. I don't know what I'm talking about. I've traveled with you before, I'm not really messing with you. But anyway, we had a great time, but we did sign so many autographs, and I've told this story before at the Shrine one time. Greg and I were sitting on the stage in Chile, and the autographs, they just never stopped coming, and we're just like writing, Robotech forever, best wishes. And we start writing, you start writing things like, you complete me, I don't know. One time I wrote, nice feet, and I don't know. It worked for me. I've got nothing else. But stick around, we're going to be playing the music of Robotech, The New Generation, and also Robotech the movie and The Unseen Story. And so stick around for that, please. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Richard Epcar.
Thank you. I feel like I've been here before. I would like to thank Carl very much for giving me my start in this show, actually, and start doing the show was an amazing experience for all of us, and he was really responsible for the whole thing, and without him there wouldn't have been Robotech, as we've all said, so I want to thank him. I had a couple things to say. One of them was Sorge, LAX called and they said you're too loud. That was one of them. Yeah, humor me. Good God. Oh, I want to tell Dan. Dan got killed in 18 episodes. Well, my guy got killed in 19 episodes, and I was eating a steak. I didn't get to finish it. But I got to come back as long for 22 episodes. I turned the knife a little bit, Dan. I'm sorry. Anyway, this was a lot of fun, and now you can talk, but you don't need a microphone.
My mom gave me a longer cord than this. You know, everybody, I'd like to thank the Academy very much. I'd like to thank the Emmy Academy for this beautiful award. Hey! I'll never forget the first night that I worked on the Robotech. It was literally 2 o'clock in the morning. I was walking down the stairs. There was an Irishman with a little Adolf Monju mustache wearing a little cotton cap with tears streaming down his eyes. In his hand was a Heineken beer. And I said, Mike Reynolds, why are you crying? He said, well, I lost the Foster's account. It was a tough night for Mike. It's a pleasure being here. We thank you so much for being here. Thanks to Carl. Without his genius, let's face it, none of us would be here. It was just a wonderful part of my life to be able to be a part of this with all these talented people. I truly appreciate every one of them and their immense amount of talent. I wish we felt the same. But thanks so much. Barbara Goodson, ladies and gentlemen.
I too want to thank Carl. It's hard that he's gone. I spoke to him a very short time before he passed away, and I was expecting to see him here and work with him again. So that's really hard for us, but he was the light behind all of this, and such a kind heart, and such a brilliant mind, and such a long talker. I mean, you ask him a question, you don't get any work done. He would just give you the backstory of the backstory of the backstory. He just had so much information in that head. Unbelievable mind. I guess you would know that. Beautiful man. Anyway, thank you. I love playing Sarah because she was really tough, but she saved the world, kind of, didn't she? I mean, I found out that recently. She did a good thing, buddy. You did a good thing in, well, you were the one.
No, she's the bad one.
No. She helped me get to be...
Terrible guys. I don't know what playing.
She should watch the DVD, shouldn't she? It's time for us to know this story. Yeah, you were my mother.
I was your mother.
You were her sister, her mother.
And I want to go to Chile because I was in love with Yellow Dancer. So take me to Chile. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, you cleared that up. I had no idea who I was in this. I was surprised when they called me up. Thank you. I was the mother?
Yeah, you were.
I was the Regis was in this? You said I was the mother. Well, say it right.
That's fine.
This is my daughter. Yeah. I guess it's okay. It's okay.
And I was Regis Philbin.
But you look like Kathy Lee. Yeah, it was very strange for me because one of my specialties was, around you it's never normal, I can tell you that. But my specialty really is teaching of accents, dialects, Shakespeare, and I'm a phoneticist and all that. And one of the reasons I got into Robotech was because I came to a Christmas party given by Ken Clark. And he wanted to have The Night Before Christmas read, and he had a version of it that was Cajun. And he asked me to read that at the party. And I had never met any of you people, but all of you were there. And you all heard me talk about the things about the Eta de Geta and the running on the skiff and all that stuff. And there wasn't a tiny reindeer, there was Eta de Geta putting a skiff around the swamp. You know? And that's where I met, Greg Findlay. Greg Snegoff was there, and these guys all came up to me and they were asking about the voice and all that. I got an audition out of this. Yeah, it was very strange, you know. And I got this show out of that. And in the third chapter, I had a couple of scenes with Lund, and I played the part of Spider, but I was a New Yorker, you know. And I also played the part of Jose. In Intersound, which did a lot of Spanish dubbing. they had a studio full of people who were Spanish speaking. But they called me in, blonde hair, blue eyes, to play Jose. And my close on that, and again, a million thanks to all of you, is that watch carefully in the scene. Jose is the owner of a market. And when we come outside, we play a scene in front of the market. And if you look very carefully along the top, it's a little bit cut off. But you'll see the name of the market has my name on it, all right, but it says H-O-S-E. Right. Just like when I was Zor Prime and I did something, I did a little bit of war in a simulator. And we have to choose our difficulty level. And so they showed the part where I was pointing going to pick my level, and it actually said rebel, not rebel.